Hello you guys, welcome back to Channel Claire. Hope that you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy world. I would like to preface this video by saying, as you can see by the title, this is a mini rant video. I am of the mind that there's some weird happenings going on out of Kensington Palace, and that is my mindset. So just have that in mind if you're going forward to watch this video. If you're not of that mindset, then you probably won't like this video. So just fair warning, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.
It's quite simple. All she did is lightly edit a photo. It's not a big deal at all. This is completely normal. You know, if Megan did this, I wouldn't have an issue with it at all. I wouldn't be calling for the ninth arm. It's just simple. Why are you guys making such a hubbub about all of this? It makes no sense. You guys are bullying the Princess of Wales. Where is her privacy? We need to be sensitive to everything that is happening here. How dare you? Oh, but Megan didn't want privacy. Oh, she didn't want privacy because she went on Oprah and they did their Netflix series, and Harry wrote his book Spare because they weren't content to be sat and be silent on their experience that they received with the royal family, the firm, the establishment, what have you. That made Harry leave his family. That's what I don't think that people understand. That is not a decision in which is taken lightly. He left his family because it was just that bad. Period. But Megan didn't want privacy because she told the world her story of what they experienced underneath the thumb of the firm and establishment. I mean, the stuff that I have seen online yesterday and today, it's nauseating, the hypocrisy and double standards, and it's really disheartening and disappointing. This is like, I'm literally moving in this world with people who see things in this way. Like, it's just so ass backwards to me. It's so ass backwards to me. And then we're seeing articles in which they're calling for Meghan to defend Kate in the supposed bullying and backlash that she's getting. When has the royal family and or Kate ever came out in support or help of Meghan and Harry? Ever? They have lost their everlasting minds. Their everlasting minds, and it is so blatant what they're doing. There are reporters, I guess writers for these media outlets that are saying, oh, the bullying and abusive behavior towards Kate needs to stop. But the same people who were writing stories upon story upon story about Meghan Markle in a very harsh light, these same exact reporters. So why is it okay for Kate to get her privacy and for you to be calling for her protection, but you didn't say shit about Meghan and everything she was going through, and in fact added to her anguish? When she was told and let people know that she had ideations and that she in fact was not okay, people were not believing her. They were saying, oh no, well, you need to work, it's not that bad, like, you're over exaggerating. Nobody was coming to her defense. But now, because of this piss poor rollout of whatever media strategy that they think that they're doing, and the backlash that they're getting from this, we're supposed to cater and care to the feelings of Princess Kate, when Princess Kate has made it clear she doesn't give a fuck about Meghan's feelings. They don't like each other. They are not friends. They are not pals. I would go as far as to say that they cannot stand each other. So articles talking about Meghan should come out in defense of Kate, I'm just like, what planet are y'all on? Where have you been for the past 7-8 freaking years that the media has been trashing this woman every day if they can? every day. Like, it's crazy. These people are losing it. Do you guys remember that video? Like, I forget where they were. They were on some type of tour, Meghan and Harry. And the reporter asked her, like, how are you doing? And Meghan simply paused, looked in the camera and was like, thank you for asking that. I haven't really been asking that. And essentially said that she really wasn't in the best place and she wasn't okay and she was struggling. The backlash that got because she spoke her truth of how she felt, that was before the Oprah interview. That was before anything else. So now the same people that like, oh, be concerned about the Princess of Wales' mental health. How is she going to be feeling with all this, talk online about her? Oh my God, she's so fragile. But the moment Meghan came out and said anything about the fact that she was struggling, it's like, oh, you need to be grateful that you're in this position anyway. And who are you to complain? How dare you complain about a damn thing? That was the response. But because this PR campaign that they've done with this abdominal surgery has been so destructive to their image, the backlash is now, oh my gosh, she's so fragile. You need to lay off of her. And it's really not her fault. It's not the Princess of Wales' fault. It is William's, the comps, all of them people's fault. And I largely put a lot of this on William. I think that he is very intricate in everything that is going on and that they are trying to protect him because he's the crown. Yes, King Charles is king, this, that, another, but he is ailing. He is older. They're looking towards the future as any ruling, party would. You're looking towards the future, which would be William. And they're trying to protect the crown in any which way that they can. Even so much as putting Photoshop picture after Photoshop picture out. I'm now seeing that the picture of William and Kate in the car where Kate has her head turned and you can kind of see her side profile, they're showing where that's been Photoshopped. Where the image of the back of her head is from an image of when she was at an event last year. And you can see it. Why would you need to Photoshop so much? And people saying that it's a light Photoshop. Y'all are really thinking that the Princess of Wales is sitting in her recovery in which she can't be seen. That's why all this is going down. She's sitting in her recovery doing all the Photoshop that was done to those pictures and put it out herself. Really? That's the story we're going with. That's what you're thinking that's happening. Yet, in the same token, she's supposed to be this phenomenal photographer. She's a patron of the photography arts or whatever. She's a member, been inducted, and she's so talented. They were just writing articles about that, but now she's a amateur photographer. Like, y'all, it's absolutely nauseating seeing this back and forth online with these people trying to deflect from everything that's going on instead of just admitting that it's fucking weird. It's weird any which way you have it. It's not just, oh, it's simple, it's just a lightly photographed picture. It's not. It's a composite of different photos put together. That's weird because if she's well, like you guys want to hope and think that she is, then they could put out a real actual fucking photo. It shouldn't be that hard. It should not be that difficult. And the photo that they put out of the back of her head, they're saying is photoshopped as well. And CNN is saying that they're also going to look into investigate other photos that have been put out by, the royal family, the palace and everything, to see if they have been manipulated. They've lost trust within the media. Big media. But it's simple. It's just a lightly edited photograph. Why are you questioning? Let her sit in recovery. She should sit in recovery and have peace and everything like that. I'm not negating that at all. She should have a peaceful recovery. This is not on her. It is on William and the people who are running shit. They did a poor job at this whole situation, and I'm almost thinking, would it have been better of them just not to say anything at all? Would we have noticed that the Princess of Wales was missing if they just didn't say anything at all? I almost think that would have been better. And then after the fact, she would have been, came out Easter Sunday or whatever, and they'd be like, "Oh, the Princess of Wales is back after her abdominal surgery," and everybody would have been saying how strong she is and how brave she was. Oh my God, we didn't even know she was going through that. She's so resilient, and she doesn't complain. Oh my gosh, she's so gracious. She didn't even let us know. It almost would have been better to go that route. It's not her fault. So I just, it's so crazy to see this go down in real time. And the same people who have spent their time and energy writing article after article disparaging Megan and saying vile shit day after day turn around and say, we need to be sensitive and stop bullying the Princess of Wales, when it's not bullying. People are just concerned because the situation is weird. Whether you want to admit it or not, that's your own situation. It's weird. I just don't understand how William would be okay with coming out crediting that he took the photo of his family. Okay? They credited him on their shared accounts, and then be okay to have his wife thrown under the bus and say in their shared account that she edited the photo herself and that she's in fact an amateur photographer, which has not been reported previously. She's supposed to be a good photographer, an experienced photographer, like a talented one. So now you're throwing her under the bus. You're having her belittle her talents in the same breath. I think that it is William. They are trying to protect the crown at any and every cost. We know that the firm establishment have seen everything online, all the conspiracies, all the commentary, all the major news outlets reporting on this story. People are saying that Kate is past, like she's no longer here with us on this earth. That's how bad this has gotten, and still they don't feel that they need to show a picture of her face actually living. We get all these obscure pictures and edited compositive photos that we're supposed to just say, okay, that looks right, even though it doesn't. We have the White House press room talking about this whole scenario. One of the reporters asked Speaker of the House if they ever doctor photos and everything like that. And she's like, we don't do that over here. I'll put that clip at the end. It's like the PR comms team, the firm establishment, the way that they've handled this, they've made Kate and William a laughingstock, and it's really sad. It is sad when you think about it, because I don't blame Kate. I don't think she's running this. I don't think she's making the decisions. I don't think she's making the calls on what happens next or what. I don't think she was at home photoshopping that picture, putting it out on their Twitter. I don't think any of that. There's a team whose job is to have their image, and for a while they did very well, and now it's all just going to hell because they refuse to even give like a kernel of truth. I think in my videos I've done okay speaking about the situation, because there's a lot of conspiracies out there with William individually and Kate individually that I don't even feel comfortable talking about, because I hope that none of that is true. I want marriages and families to stay together, but those speculations are out there, and it's getting worse. So I think that after yesterday, we're really not going to hear much of anything more coming out of Kensington Palace. I think it's going to be a hush over everything. They're going to hope that all of this discourse about this scenario is going to quiet down and go away. The next big news story will come out and everybody would have forgotten. But eventually the Princess of Wales is going to have to come out to an engagement. Easter is going to approach. She's going to have to go to
an engagement or a service, something. And then at that point, the eyes will really be all on her. So I just hope that they have prepped and prepared her for that, because it's going to be a circus. Everyone's going to want to know, where were you? What happened? What was going on? And they're going to be clamoring to get the information in any which way they can. I mean, my goodness, we already know Piers Morgan and the Mirror Group were hacking phones and shit. You know, they don't care about privacy, but yet they try to act like they care about privacy. It's just the audacity of these people. But I hope that they prepare her for it. There's a lot of people who have wanted to add their commentary into this discourse of what's been going on with the Prince and Princess of Wales and their poorly photoshopped family portrait. Even the British Press Photographers Association has put out a statement. The British Press Photographers Association applauds the actions of the major agencies who have had the courage to withdraw the recently distributed image showing Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales and her children by issuing a kill notice. Their suspicions that the photograph had been digitally manipulated are well founded, meaning they're in agreement that it's doctored. And it is important for the reputation of press photography that they have acted as swiftly and decisively as they have. We are led to believe that the Princess of Wales has said that she edited the image and has apologized. The way that they worded that, we are led to believe that the Princess of Wales, meaning they are on the fence about that. We are led to believe that the Princess of Wales has said that she edited the image and has apologized. That should not be an end to the matter. However, whether the picture was manipulated to look nice by someone who didn't understand the importance of truth in images, or whether there is something else behind their actions, is not as important as getting the message out that what they did is wrong. The BPPA has always spoken up in favor of making sure that the public has trust in the photographs produced by our members, as well as those who supply images to the news media. This has become more of an issue since pictures supplied by such a variety of sources have become more common, and we would urge all of those sources to have a look at an Item 1 clause of the Editor's Code of Practice, which says, the press must take care not to publish inaccurate or misleading or distorted information or images, including headlines not supported by the text. We would urge everyone involved to make the original images available. They're not going to do that for inspection, so we can assess what has been done. Make sure that it doesn't happen again, and allow this story to be the last time that manipulated images are distributed to the media. Boom. Oh my gosh. It just, they don't got the British Press Association doesn't believe him, LA Times doesn't believe him, CNN doesn't believe him, Good Morning Great Britain doesn't believe him. The only people I see now on this campaign really of Protect Fragile Kate is GB News, which they were questioning it too at one point. I saw a couple of their correspondents asking some questions, but now, as of today, they've changed course. I'm sure by some guidance, someone got a call. But yeah, this is all very interesting to me, but I am going to let it lie here. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be quiet from here to Easter. And I hope that she's prepared for when she does make her first actual public appearance in the flesh, that is not a picture, that like actual people see her. I just hope she's prepared for the eyes to be all on her, because it's gonna be something. But that's it for me in this video. I will clip some TikToks at the end and the press room at the White House, just for food for thought if you are curious and want to just hear the other side of things. I know a large majority of people just think that all of this is nonsense, and anybody questioning or speculating, are the worst people on earth. But I think it does come out of care and concern for wanting to know where the Princess of Wales is, at least in where I come from. So, and I did see that the lawsuit that Samantha Markle had out against her half-sister, I believe, Meghan Markle, has been dismissed with prejudice. Wow, how the tables have turned. Like, it has just been a bad week for the people who dislike the Montecito crew, truly.
If this was Meghan and her children, and then it turned out that there'd been some touches to the photo, I think that Piers Morgan's head would explode, for one. And I think some areas
you'd be able to hear
Twitter,
it from wherever you were.
Oh, well, exactly. There'd be areas of Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it, would completely implode. There's people who just literally spend every waking moment completely and utterly down.
So true.
Horrible to those two people who just have decided to step away. But of course, everything they do is completely against the royal family. And listening to some of the way that those people talk about them when they are invited on TV, and it's like, but yet they expect to sort of give the grace to Kate and William, and it's like
one or the other, isn't it? Really?
Yes, exactly.
Some
And
bit
I
of
do
consistency.
agree that it would be best if Kate would, if they were a little bit more. If they did clarify a little bit more what exactly has gone on, because there's an awful lot of information I think
I just hate this tone, Steph. I just hate the tone. It's all a bit like, why don't you get back in your box? What's it got to do with you? Well, I suppose, if you've got a royal family, it's got something to do with everybody.
Exactly. Could you imagine if this was Meghan and her children, and then it turned out that there'd been some touches to the photo?
The royal family are celebrity bobbleheads. Their whole purpose in life is to keep you engaged with them on an intimate level, is to keep you interested in Kate and the kids and William, because if you were ever to stop being interested in them, all of their value would cease to exist. That is the only value that they provide, quote unquote provide, for the country of England, is that they generate interest. And it's interesting to me how even like the pseudo-feminist argument falls apart when you talk about the royal family, where people are like, oh, we talk about women more than men, like blah, 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 even though that is an argument that I have said before, like I fundamentally disagree with. The conversations we have around men are the air we breathe, but that's another point. We talk about the men in the royal family till our noses bleed. Kate Middleton has been existing in the shadows for decades now. The fact that people are noticing that a highly famous woman in a notoriously dangerous public family is basically missing is not an act of public invasion. Which brings me to one other argument I've seen, which is, let's not do to Kate what we did to Diana. I'm going to stop you right there. The public did not kill Diana. The public did not push Meghan Markle out of the royal family. If you think that the public are responsible for what has happened to those women, then you are like actively trying not to pay attention. The royal family is and has always been a highly dangerous, in a physical sense, a highly dangerous place for women to be. They are objects that are used and thrown away at the leisure of the men around them. This is a family that costs taxpayers billions of dollars, that has no other function in the government, that exists to be present, and you're telling us to respect their privacy? This is a family that is often tongue-in-cheek referred to as the firm, which is so hell-bent on preserving its public image and in controlling the conversations around it, that when the conversations move away from it and when it loses control, that's when bad things happen to women. And you're telling us at this point, when it's so obvious that the royal family has lost control of the conversation and is obviously hiding something, that we shouldn't ask any questions? This is a family that has thrown away countless women over the years, that has treated them like trash, that has literally gotten them killed with their behavior, that has subjected them to profound racism. And yet you're telling us that we're the ones who are treating the women in that family poorly? That's super interesting to me. The best thing that the public could do, not just a brand. The royal family are celebrity bobble.
White House ever digitally alter photos of the president, vice president, first lady, second lady before they release?
Digitally altered? Not that I know of. I would say no. Why would we digitally alter photos? Are you talking about? Are you comparing us to what's going on in the UK?
I'm doing due diligence to ensure that the leader of another country wouldn't alter photos.
Why does the
themselves
monarch have
before.
to do anything with us? No, that is not something that we do here.
Okay. That's why I asked. Does the White House